Hello everyone, this is Simba. I wanted to start making more video content and just sharing my thoughts and also news that is happening in our world, because there's so many interesting things that are going on, right? But me sharing my thoughts and I thought this would be interesting to go into. Maybe I can officially become a content creator, since that's the new thing now, but on what is going on, whether it is crypto, whether it's politics, whether it is whatever is going on, right? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. But just to get started, this is crazy. So Trump just posted this on his account that the tariff war is over, and people are just having a mixed reaction that this is the start of a massive bull run. And this is April Fool's, by the way. So Trump is hilarious. This is so it's so awesome that we have a president that has a sense of humor, right? That he posted this right here. But when I saw this, I know a lot of people in finance, especially crypto Twitter, they've been complaining because these tariffs have been really messing up their bags, right? So, posting this, a lot of people, especially CT, they were happy because they've been bleeding, right? They've been bleeding. They missed all that money printing. But yeah, these tariffs have definitely changed the game and give a lot of uncertainties for the market. But yeah, I mean, look, charts go up, charts go down. Eventually, it's going to go back up again. It's just going to be temporary pain. But yeah, anyways, more of the story. Trump is hilarious. I love this man so much, man. I love it that he could actually go on social media and post something funny like this. I think it's freaking brilliant move. Cheers to you, Mr. President. Okay, enough with April Fool's jokes and on to the more real stories. But one of the biggest stories that was out this week was that XAI has officially acquired X, better formerly known as Twitter, in an all-stock transaction. So XAI is now one of the leading AI labs, scaling at a ridiculous pace. X has over 600 million active users. I think it might even be at a billion, right? And it has been transformed into this efficient company. And really this merger aims to combine data models, compute distribution, and talent as well. Just making it more efficient. This is what Elon Musk does. He doesn't just only do this with government. He actually really does this with his companies, right? Not just only with Doge, but with his companies. This is what he's known for. So for him to consolidate X and XAI into this, I think it's a great move. I think this is just going to make the social media side of X more powerful, and is going to make XAI, the AI, right, the brain behind the social media, even more powerful as well, because it's getting all the data from X, which is becoming the #1 social platform. And then XAI is becoming, if not already, the most powerful AI that we have. Yeah, and the goal is to deliver smart AI powered experiences while staying committed to truth and knowledge. And Elon calls this just the beginning. So super excited for what is happening with X and how XAI is and Grok is really coming out. I think this is phenomenal. This is absolutely amazing. And while we're on the topic of Elon Musk, Elon Musk says the US government deleted a terabyte of financial data to cover their crimes, but they don't understand technology, so we recovered it. Look, man, what Elon is doing with the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, is absolutely insane. The amount of money that the government is wasting is absolutely insane. Right, it's absolutely insane, and they're trying to delete everything. They're trying to keep him from the servers and the data. But yeah, I mean, look, all the fraud that is happening, like, I don't know why people are burning Teslas or hating on Elon Musk of what he's doing. He's really actually trying to save the American people money, right? But I don't think people actually understand how much a terabyte of data is. That's a lot of fraud. That's a lot of stealing. Look, insane. Beware of the Doge. The Doge is coming for you. And shout out to Elon Musk, man. He's really doing some phenomenal things. I don't think if Elon Musk didn't come with this, I think we would have been done for. Would have been cooked. He's actually risking his own life, right, to save this government and save this country. People just don't realize it right now, but one day people will sing songs of Elon Musk and what he's doing. They'll write poems about this time that we're living in. But yeah, big shout out to the Don himself, Elon Musk. Please keep doing what you're doing and protect the Godfather at all costs. Protect the Doge Father at all costs. Yeah, and while we're at it, let's take a listen to his speech. He was in Wisconsin just yesterday, and he gave a speech on Doge and kind of the work that he's doing. Let's take a listen.
It's actually difficult you have to recalibrate how dumb things can be because it's the government. You know, frankly, it's like dumber than you think it could possibly be. Like for example, we found there were a whole bunch of what I call ghost payments going out, where the government contracting officer had retired or changed jobs or were dead or I don't know, they were not around anymore, and they forgot to turn off the payment stream to some company, and it's like leaving the money faucet on and you leave the house, and it's just the money faucet keeps going, and it's a pretty rare organization that will complain about receiving money. So organizations, so then you're like, is that waste or fraud? I mean, the government did send them the money, but they didn't deserve it. So then, well, okay, we should turn off the money spigot if the contract is over. It's worth pointing out, it's actually difficult you have to recalibrate how dumb things can be because it's the government. Frankly, it's like dumber than you think it could possibly be. Like for example, we found there were a whole bunch of what I call ghost payments going out, where the government contracting officer had retired or changed jobs or were dead or I don't know, they were not around anymore, and they forgot to turn off the payment stream to some company, and it's like leaving the money faucet on and you leave the house, and it's just the money faucet keeps going, and it's a pretty rare organization that will complain about receiving money. So organizations, so then you're like, is that waste or fraud? I mean, the government did send them the money, but they didn't deserve it. So then, well, okay, we should turn off the money spigot if the contract is over. It's worth pointing out, it's actually difficult you have to recalibrate.
All right, let's jump into some Web3 news. I have something for you guys, actually for the DGens, for the apes. So Pump That Fund introduces PumpFi, the Ape Now Pay Later solution for every asset and liability on Solana. So this is their biggest product yet, which provides immediate manageable financing for any meme coins. No credit checks, monthly installments, affordable trenching for all the DGens out there. And it's crazy, right? It's crazy. This has to be true. No, of course, April Fools, but hey, I have to give a shout out, man. Everything I was reading on X today was a freaking joke because of April Fools, but hey, news is news. Some people believed it. And this is absolutely insane. Look, I do personally have mixed feelings on Pump That Fund. I'll give them that. They're the greatest wealth transfer tool of all time. So many people lost money from it, right? But then there's a few people that also made a lot of money at the same time. But yeah, probably 99% of people lost money on Pump That Fund. It's just a game. But the one thing that always comes to my mind is like, nobody ever told us how mass adoption would look like. Maybe this is a part of mass adoption. And when there's a new industry, when there's something new, there's always tuition that has to be paid, right? So a lot of people pay tuition in the crypto space. I'm Pumped That Fund and these memes the last couple of months, right? Through all these pumped out fund, the celebrities, every celebrity and their mother was releasing a coin. Like, it was absolutely insane. Every influencer on TikTok was releasing a meme coin, right? A lot of money was lost. But, just now for them to bring out this, ape in, pay later. Oh, that would have been, this would absolutely be a disaster. Absolutely be a disaster. But hey, shout out to Pump That Fun. You guys are hilarious. This was good. This was a good April Fool's joke. I really like this one. All right, on to the next story. So Charles Huskins, who is the founder of Cardano and actually also a co-founder of Ethereum back in the day, but right now he's working on Cardano, which is one of the biggest, largest crypto communities or blockchains in the whole of Web3. But he was recently on the Angry Crypto Show, and they had an interesting conversation about stablecoins. Right, a lot of people overlook stablecoins, but stablecoins are probably one of the most bullish things that will really trigger mass adoption for the Web3 and crypto space. But Charles says if stablecoin and market structure bills pass Apple, right, Facebook, Google, and Microsoft will integrate crypto wallets, and that's an access to 3 billion people globally, which is a lot. Imagine 3 billion people being onboarded into crypto. That would be absolutely insane, right? And this would bring regulatory clarity. This could trigger explosive mass adoption. And this is already in the works. You can see that these Fortune 500 companies or the old dinosaurs, right? They're starting to notice that this is coming. It's inevitable, especially with this administration that is currently in, with Trump being the first crypto president that we have, right? Very, very supportive of the crypto industry. Everybody's making their moves. Everybody's trying to capture and kind of go for this. But stablecoins are definitely something that is going to be explosive, right? It's going to be that ignition for mass adoption and making it easy for everybody to be a part of this industry. So good times. Everybody that's in this industry right now is super, super early. But let's take a listen to Charles and what he has to say about stablecoins.
Being discussed in the House and Senate. The one that's most likely to pass in the next 60 to 90 days is the stablecoin bill. And then the second one's the market structure bill. Once those two bills pass, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook are going to say, hey, we're crypto people now. And so they're going to put wallets in their platforms because they can capture an enormous amount of the market. When you add their user bases of 3 billion people, and when they have those 3 billion users, it's like they have cryptocurrency wallets right in Windows, right in Facebook, right in your cell phone apps, right in iOS. And because they now can legally hold stablecoins and use stablecoins, they're going to do it because they don't like paying the processing fees on credit cards. So they'll issue their own stablecoins or partner with people to do that, and they have feeless transactions inside the system. And then suddenly these tech companies become financial service providers, and they have so much money and so much power that they'll push through. Once that's there and you have a good regulatory regime, it's very easy then to click a button to create yield products on top of that. So that's what's going to bring the value flow in, because the users already are wired into that system. Their money's already there. Their credit cards are already there. Their purchase power is already there. And there's just too much temptation not to do that. And the competitive equilibria are such that they have to do that. Once these two bills pass, that opens the floodgates, and that's 3 billion people that enter in.
All right, guys, let's jump into the final story of the day. Eric Trump and Donald J. Trump Jr. are launching American Bitcoin. And this is really aiming to become the largest Bitcoin miner and build a Bitcoin reserve. This is absolutely awesome. I know I mentioned earlier that the Trump administration is really the first crypto president that we have. And everything is looking up for the industry. But let's hear what Trump Jr. has to say and what they're building.
Crypto blitz. Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. announcing their investment in a Bitcoin mining company. The Trump's American data centers merging with American Bitcoin, aiming to create the world's largest crypto miner and build its own Bitcoin reserve. Joining me now is Trump Organization Executive Vice President and the President's son, Eric Trump. Eric, great to see you.
How are you, Maria?
Great. Congratulations on this. Tell us what you're trying to do and why a Bitcoin reserve is needed.
Yeah, you know, Maria, I never thought I'd fall into the world of crypto until every bank started canceling us for absolutely no reason whatsoever other than the fact that my father was in politics, right? I mean, we got canceled by absolutely everybody. They came after us viciously. And it wasn't until that time that I realized how important crypto was, right? Something that's cheaper, faster, more transparent. You can't be canceled. That's global. And it's what made me fall in love with Bitcoin. It's what made me fall in love with, you know, DeFi and CeFi and stable coins. And we put a lot of our effort into it. We're building a great company, World Liberty Financial. Everybody's talking about it. It's doing phenomenally well. We just launched a stable coin. On the other side, American Bitcoin. I think it's going to be one of the great companies out there. So I truly believe in it. And really, my epiphany was, again, cancel culture and what these financial institutions controlled by very few at the top were able to do to people that they didn't like, even families like ours that had a lot of zeros at the end of their balance sheet.
Well, that's incredible that's one of the catalysts that got you into this. Which banks canceled you? What happened?
Oh, God, everybody. Capital One being the largest. I've sued them recently. Chase canceled us.
Okay, so it was Capital One, because I know that Capital One also canceled Melania Trump, I understand as well. So it was Capital One. Yeah. Who else?
Maria, you can't believe when you get those calls, right? And we have properties, commercial buildings that have thousands of, literally.
Yeah, this is super interesting. You know, it's so interesting that that Donald Trump was not a fan of Bitcoin and crypto before, right? But after they started to hunt him down, as they did the last administration, right? So seizing his account, you guys have seen the mugshots, right? Pretty much trying to bankrupt him. And he really turned to crypto, right? He saw the need for it. Right, the decentralization of money from the state. And now him and his family are big components of Bitcoin, of crypto, right, of this decentralized finance. So what they're doing, I think it came from, them experiencing the wrath of centralized power. And this is just another step. I think they're going to do great. What they're doing right now in the crypto space and how they're elevating it, regulation wise, and the promotion of it, and wanting, the crypto industry to be made in the USA. I think this is phenomenal. But hey guys, this is all I have for today. I'll try to make more content on a regular basis. And if you like this, if you want me to continue, please like, share, and do follow me on Twitter for more content. Thank you very much, guys. You guys take care. God bless.